Welcome to Mad Darbarian Post-Apocalyptic Theater Movie Review. Now, this week, good old Helga took me out to see Captain America Brave New World for Valentine's Day. Guys, get yourself a good woman. Alright, so, this movie, right, was good and bad at the same time. Alright, so, first of all, the movie has a ton of world building, right? Which you need when when you're making a movie within a universe, okay? So there's a lot of things in this that you need to see going forward, right? But one of the big problems that I noticed in this movie, and it was kind of driving me nuts, was
you asked for me.
It was choppy, right? And I hate to say, and I really hate to say, because it looks like even though they did a million recuts and reshoots and all that, right? When they cut it in, it looks different. So you could tell in spots where they're cutting things in. Now, the whole story was a great story, and I really wish that they would give Isaiah Bradley, right, the Black Captain America from the 50s and 60s, right? I wish they would give him his own Disney Plus show. Okay? Now, the reason behind it was his story, right, is a fantastic story. Now, there was a comic book that came out in about, 2013, right? And it was called Red, White, and Black. Okay? And it's basically the story of Isaiah and all these other black men who were in the military, right? That they experimented on with this new enhanced Captain America serum, super soldier serum, right? And then he went and he fought in Korea, right? And he was a hero, right? But because he was black, and two, they wanted to experiment on him still, right? That they jailed. He was in jail for 30 years. He was in solitary confinement. That man who gave everything to our country, right, was treated like crap. Okay? So, I want them to give him a good story. Now, getting back to the Captain America thing. One, right? Cap Mackie is Captain America. There's no doubt about it. I am so tired of hearing this whole, well, he's a black guy, he's not the real Captain America. He's not Steve Rogers. Yes, he's not. He's not somebody that fought in World War II. No, he's not. He's not somebody who's given a super soldier serum. No, he's not. Right? But he's the man that Steve Rogers, right, felt was capable enough to take over his position. Now he's a completely different kind of hero, right? He flies, obviously, right? And you
asked for me.
Cap gave him the shield because he saw in him a leader and a good person.
You want to help me?
All right? And somebody that could take over the mantle, right? And do good for America, right? Somebody that will stand up for what's good and what's evil and just won't be a military lackey. Now, Harrison Ford, now the president, right? He, first of all, he was great. But then again, he's played the president like 7 times. You know what I mean? But I really like his acting, his portrayal was fantastic. Okay? Then, with him becoming the Red Hulk, right? All the hype for that, the Red Hulk was in the movie maybe 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, and that was it. It was a hell of a fight, right? And they did build it up really nice, and to where, he was constantly fighting off his anger, right? I don't think he knew he was going to turn into Red Hulk, but he was fighting off his anger because I think he was worried about having another heart attack, right? He could feel his blood pressure go up. then he'd take one of his, what he thought were like nitro pills, right? Too bad the nitro pills were gamma radiation pills, and the leader, who's the bad guy, slowly built up, right, the gamma in there, to where when he became president, right, all it would take is something to set him off. And it did. Holy shit. And the fight was fantastic. You guys will enjoy the fight. Now, other people in the movie, right, they got the one girl who was his head of security, right, and she's one of the Black Widows, right, she's a Jewish Black Widow that came from the Red Room, right. She was really good. She really kicked some ass, you know. And then you also have in it the guy who was a Sidewinder. He's one of the Cobra people, right? Or the Serpent Society. Sorry, Cobras, G.I. Joe, same group of people, type of thing. And he was working for the leader, right? And I'll tell you about him in a second, right? Working for the leader, but I don't think he knew he was working for the leader. He was just looking for somebody who was going to give him the bag man to give him the money, right? So he can go on and kill Falcon, Captain America. Okay. Then, right? I mean, that guy. First of all, he's got to continue. One of the things I really hate about Marvel is their villains only last like a movie or two, and that's it. Right? Like, you got it, Sidewinder, you got to keep him coming back. He was a really good bad guy. Red Hulk, right? You got to keep him coming back. And I can see wonderful things when they have, like, you know, Hulk World or whatever the Hulk movie where he goes apeshit and kills everybody, right? He'll be really good. And they didn't show a lot of like the Red Hulk's abilities. It was kind of like, you know, they wanted to throw it in there, right? Because they wanted to build up that character, right? And like I said, again, Harrison Ford was great. Raised Red Hulk, raised the president, right? You know, and for General Ross, he picked up the mantle perfectly, right, from William Hurt. He did really good. Not that William Hurt can act 1/10 as good as Harrison Ford, but he really picked up the ball from him, right? And, you know, all in all, like, the acting in the movie was really good. It just seemed the way it was put together was choppy. It's a bummer, you know, because there's so much potential for this movie. Because this movie pretty much led into other things that are coming up. Now, the leader, right? Now, if you think about this movie, I think sometimes it was less of a Captain American sequel and more of the Incredible Hulk sequel. The one that came out in like 2008, I believe, right? Right before Iron Man. And, you know, it's a lot of this is continuing what happened in that. So you had the leader, right? The leader, how he got to be who he was. He had a drop of Banner's blood go into a cut on his head. And then when you see the leader, I mean, his head's all blue. It's like you can see his brains coming out of his head, and he's all green. But it gave him, instead of making him strong, it enhanced his mental abilities, right? But it also kind of like made him crazy, you know what I mean? He was a little crazy. And, you know, he pretty much set up the whole plot of the movie, right, to get even with the president, right? Now, turn him into Red Hulk, that was bonus, right? I don't think he planned on turning into Red Hulk. I think he planned on basically poisoning the death with the gamma, right? But, you know, it just, you know,
what do we know?
That part of the plot I loved a lot. I know I'm rambling now, right? But it was world building because you, from here, right, the post credit scene, when there's only one, right, and you had I like the post credit scenes, right? Usually you have the mid credit, then the post credit. With no mid credit, right, like the credits just seemed to go on for like 15 minutes, right? And it was like, all right, guys, if you're going to have long credits, at least have a mid-credit scene and then the post-credit. That way, right, it doesn't seem like you're sitting there forever, you know? A lot of the normies, right, they were in the theater, like, got up and left, right? And I'm sitting there with Helga, who wanted to leave, but she thought it was over. She's not a Marvel person. She's the sweet doll who took me out for Valentine's Day to go see a Marvel movie, okay? And she wanted to go. I'm like, no, there's a post scene, you gotta see it. And that scene sort of set up what's coming up. Now, the leader pretty much said that, you know, there's a lot going to happen, and it's not good, you know. He kind of like said something that, you know, worlds are going to collide, right? Cryptic, I don't think he knew what it was, but I just know that his brain calculated. Now, what do I think about it, right? So Captain America Brave New World, I'm giving it a 7.5. It didn't suck, right? It was pretty good, right? Will I see it again in the movie theater? Probably not. Will I see it when it comes on TV? Oh yeah, I'll watch it every time. You know what I mean? But this is one of those filler kind of movies like Captain Marvel was, the original Captain Marvel was. And it has some world building items in it, right? But it's not the blockbuster movie that, you know, you expect, you know? So, and it's the same, because all the Captain America movies were blockbusters, right? This, I think, is going to be very good. I think it's going to make double back what it cost to make it, right? And if you're a Marvel fan, it's a must-see. You have to go see it, because there's, you know, bricks in here for the entire wall of Marvels going forward with the multiverse, oh my goodness, with the whole multiverse phase they got going on, all right? So, guys, if you're a Marvel fan, go see it. If you're not a Marvel fan, right, you know, you want to go see it, it's a very entertaining movie, and it's kind of movie that, you know, you can see on its own without having to see everything else, but you still have to know the story of the Hulk and the leader in the background. So maybe watch The Incredible Hulk before you go see this. If you're a normie. If you're a Marvel guy, you've seen them all already. Alright? So it's the Mad Darbarian out for me on the post-apocalyptic reviews, and I'll see you. I'm out.
Nothing about this feels right. Captain America.